Well, now let's go to former President Trump's day of legal highs and lows. It was in court yesterday that we saw him for a hearing in his New York City hush money case. And the judge set the trial date and the jury selection for April 15th. That's 20 days from today, and far sooner than Trump's team had hoped and requested. It will be the very first of his 4 criminal trials, and the former president criticized the lead prosecutor and the lead prosecutor who was tapped, I should say, by District Attorney Alvin Bragg.
In the case of the trial that we just left, one of the many that are going, every single one of them is run by Biden and his thugs. It's the only way they think they can get elected, and I think so far it's backfiring. I don't know how you can have a trial that's going on right in the middle of an election. Not fair. Not fair. It's not fair at all. He knows that, too. He's a Democrat judge. He wants to do that because they're all trying to damage Trump as much as possible. It's having the reverse effect.
Matthew Colangelo, with some hardcore Democrat creds, previously worked for New York Attorney General Letitia James in her investigation of Trump, and he was also part of the Obama administration and an official in President Biden's DOJ. During the hush money hearing and in this hour yesterday, the former president learned he notched a huge legal win. And a New York appeals court slashed his $454 million civil fraud bond. That happened during this hour by more than half, paving the way for Trump to be able to then pay it and appeal. And when asked by reporters, how will you pay it? He said cash. Constitutional law expert Jonathan Turley was with me during all of that breaking news.
I actually think they could have reduced this bond to virtually nothing because the amount set by Engoron was absurd. I mean, most of us drilled down on these figures and could not find a there. There were no victims. There was no money lost. You had people that loaned this money and wanted more business. And so this figure seemed to be just snatched out of the air.
His new op-ed is titled "Dim Lawfare Puts Trump Through Hell But Hardly Breaks a Sweat," and argues the pile-on of prosecutors does not sit well with many voters. Even those who do not like Trump have even greater dislike for the weaponization of the legal system. In Focus, Leo Terrell, attorney and Fox News contributor. This might be the thing that unites everybody, including independents. No one likes for the law's hand to be unfair. The law, we know the hand of the law is long enough. But if it's applied with unfairness, that's tough. Leo.
You're absolutely right, Harris. You know, what makes this country great is our rule of law. It's our system of justice, and we follow the rule of law. It's not being applied to President Trump. And Harris, I apologize for keep saying this. These decisions are political in nature. These cases are political against Trump. It doesn't make sense. And I think when you saw that reduction in the bond requirement, that was a message from the appellate court that this was excessive. And I think it's the beginning of the end for this particular case.
You know, it's interesting. It also gave some political cover to Democrats, because if Letitia James and all of her thirst to, quote unquote, get Trump had started snatching up his assets, I don't know if Democrats had gamed that out up until maybe it might have happened. And that is that this plays in Trump's favor politically. So if it is, as you say, as much a political game, they are not winning right now the way that they are playing it, and that plays to his hand. I want to continue to monitor the massive search coming up next. But Leo, before we move on, what needs to happen next? I mean, you've got Trump calling this lead prosecutor for the April 15th trial a Biden thug. What needs to happen?
I'll tell you right now, in my opinion, what's best for the legal system for America is to stop these political trials. Let the election process work its way out. I don't think Trump should be forced to go to trial in April. I think you'll see that trial delayed because anticipate, Harris, a lot of pretrial motions, the immunity issue, expect some appeals. So hopefully the Democrats will get the message. Stop the political trials. Let the voters decide who should become our next president.
Mm-hmm. All right. And I mean, that was the point that the former president was making. But what you're saying is legally, too, that should be what happens. Real quick.
Absolutely. This judge, again, the Democrats, and I'll be very clear, are obsessed. They want a conviction on Trump. The Democrats, CNN, MSNBC, the progressive wing of the Democrat Party wants a conviction. And that's what they're driving for. And they're hoping that that will have some effect on the voters. I don't think there will. I think if you look at the polling, the voters get it.
Yeah, you know, when we looked at the polling on a conviction months and months ago, it would have made a difference. A lot has changed since then, though. And when you dig down into the question with independents, that's where you're seeing a little bit of a shift, because people are starting to pay more attention to what's going on. And what are they seeing? A victory yesterday for the former president. They're seeing pressure applied. These DAs and AGs, I'm talking Fonnie Willis, you know, the video surfacing of them just spitting his name out as they were running for powerful seats of office, so on and so forth. Leo Terrell, always a pleasure to have you on. I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Harris. Thanks for having me.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.